What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Fishing Fridays, guys. This has been a long time coming. Say hi to Scotty.
What's
Way,
up, guys?
way later of a start than it really should have been, which has been very unfortunate. But hey, here we are. Thankful for
Yeah, we made it.
technology. This is
Yes,
helping you and
sir.
out so much. Scott and I were just talking. We actually haven't seen each other in months. We were both super
Yeah,
busy over
it's
the winter.
it's been a
Uh,
long time.
but
Been
I
watching the quarantine life videos myself
Hey, but
just to see
so
my buddy. So
Scotty and I we've just been thrilled to get to talk to each other a little bit. But so for this is episode 2 of Fishing Friday, and the last episode, as you all know, we just got a kind of a quick update from Scott about what's going on in his life, like a real quick blurb, and then we basically cleaned out the shelves of old footage I had. But I was kind of bummed I didn't have any more videos of Scott and I together, but those have been such hot commodities. I was using them more than I was using my other stuff last year. So, Scott, I just want you to talk about kind of what you've been up to. I know you were finishing a semester of school, um, and then I know that you and I had been in contact. That you and Emily kind of had an interesting start to this whole stay-at-home thing. So, let's just fill us all in on everything that was going on and what we've missed, man, because we haven't seen you in a long time.
yeah, so um, like most people who are in school this semester after spring break, we were completely online, and so that, to be fair, it was nice to be able to kind of do stuff at my own pace, but at the same time, it sucked. Um, Didn't get to
Yeah.
see any of my friends from school. Seniors who are graduating, I didn't even really get a chance to say goodbye to them in person. People who I came into school with.
Mhm.
At the same time, we were freshmen together, and now I didn't really get a chance to say goodbye to them in person, so that kind of sucked. Um, and then it was just, school was just crazy. Then my wife ended up like the first like week and a half of this whole thing ended up getting sick, and we were on like a crazy mandatory quarantine for like 2 weeks. We couldn't leave the house. We couldn't.
Yes.
It was um, it was an experience. Let's put it that way. Not being able to do much of anything for 2 weeks was was nuts. We had groceries because we couldn't get groceries, we couldn't go anywhere, so we got them delivered from Aldi. And the person who delivered the groceries, we live in an apartment, and so we live in an apartment building, and we're one of 4 apartments on the second floor. And there's not a whole lot of room on this like patio where all four where the front doors are at. And so we got our groceries, and what was it, babe? Like $150 of groceries or something like that. Which is like enough to get us through the quarantine
Yeah.
so we could get groceries again. Well, they put all of said groceries up against our front door.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
so Emily had to like try and gently push the door open to slide the groceries out so that she could wiggle her way out to move them. It was, yeah, quarantine was an experience. We found ourselves getting super excited at the end just to go to her parents to do laundry.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever been excited. I felt like a dog, honestly, like so excited to just go for a ride.
Yes.
Like,
That's hilarious.
I got outside and I was like, this is what outside feels like. I haven't done this in a while.
That's hilarious. Oh man.
But yeah, so it's been a little crazy. Things are slowing down. I've got some big things going on in my life right now, so it's nice to not have any other outside responsibilities at the moment,
Hmm.
to just kind of focus on everything. So, um, yeah,
Yeah.
we're just living.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Now I will say this. I remember I didn't even tell Scotty this. I remember being so confused because Scotty and I were guys, so we text, but not like a lot, and it's not like my wife's like, oh my gosh, this just happened, and I have to go tell Rachel. Like Scott and I will
Mm,
text like for a long time when we text, but it's like very intermediate. And so I remember seeing on Facebook the day that he started his quarantine, something like, man, this quarantine sucks already. It's already been 9 hours or something like that. I was sitting there, I was like, why is Scott upset? I was like, we're all stuck at home. But see, I didn't realize he was actually quarantining. I thought because it also like lined up with the stay-at-home order. So I thought he was just complaining about
you weren't alone in that. I had people like texting me like, what are you complaining about, dude? We're all in this together. And I'm like, you don't understand. Like, you could go to the grocery store.
Yeah. So the other thing on top of this, I've talked with my parents and my wife and I've talked. We live on a 100-acre farm. So quarantine's been a little different for us because I can like get out and go take like an hour-long hike. And like, I don't even like, I know I'm not going to run into anybody because it's my own property. And so I kind of just forgot about it, to be honest. And like, day 7 or something of this, like a week later, I see on Facebook again, could somebody go get us food from, I forget which restaurant it was there.
Subway.
Like, yeah, could somebody go pick us up Subway and bring it to me? We can't leave the house. And I was like, what the heck is he talking about? I've gone to the grocery store and all these other places. I still didn't text him. And the next day, Scott goes, man, I wish I could just go to the grocery store right now. And so finally I was like, okay, this is dumb. I should have just texted him a week ago when this started. So I texted him. And here we are. We're supposed to be best buds. We're supposed to be family. And I didn't even know that, like, they were trying to do this mandatory 14-day quarantine. And so I'm like, dude, what the heck is up? He's like, I can't go anywhere for 14 days. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I can't go anywhere. Yeah, it was rough. I mean, I played a lot of Call of Duty. I mean, didn't really have anything else to do. A lot of Call of Duty, a lot of homework. So.
But it was just funny to me. Like, it was so funny that, and what's funny is we actually do. I think we send stuff we send each other random stuff off Facebook all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
And what was hilarious is we had been still sharing stuff back and forth, and for some reason, neither of us said anything about what was going on or what we were thinking.
I never brought it up. Yeah.
Oh man, but that was so funny, and it just I remember I texted you and I was laughing so hard on the other end because I thought you were just like, because my Facebook feed, everybody's been complaining about the stay-at-home order here. And right. I thought it was just Scott, like everybody else. And then I just started finally reading the Facebook. Scott and I also feel like are those people that we're so close. We don't always read the whole Facebook post. We just read part of it and then we go. Because it's like, we'll fill each other in later.
Yeah.
Oh, so, and seeing, like, it was funny. But what I did want to talk about too, this has been an interesting start to the year for us. Not just the fact that we were both so busy, but I remember I got so busy, I barely put anything out on the channel. And I remember just like yesterday, I put out the New Year's video about my tournament fishing and fishing with Blue Line and all this stuff. And I would say this, you and I have been texting, but I've been scrambling on my end just as much as we've been scrambling together for Fishing Fridays. Cause it's like, everything we had planned for Fishing Fridays and for the channel, like, completely went out the door and hit pause.
Yeah.
And so it was this, like, sitting there, like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And we have some things, like, we're blessed with technology today to be able to do things like this. And we've got some really cool sit-down discussions we want to do in the future. For those of you that don't know, like, when this is getting recorded, things in Illinois are slowly getting better, I feel like.
Slowly.
Chicago is still having some issues, but everywhere else seems to kind of have it under control for the most part. So Scotty should be able to come out and fish with us again, starting here in about 2 weeks, which would be great because we can get even better content.
Fingers crossed.
And yes, fingers crossed here too. But, this is like week 8 of this, and it literally took me a month. And I remember texting multiple times, like, dude, trying to figure some stuff out to do. It's just give me time, because at the same time of all this, I've been trying to figure out with my tournaments what's happening there. And it's kind of been, waiting to figure out what the governor says and what FLW decided. So that put a big old halt on that. I obviously didn't get to go do a Southern Indiana Series Part 2 with Blue Line. Me and him are going to talk here soon and try to figure something out down the line. But, I will say this, I'm so thankful for you, Scotty, because you and I put our heads together, and I had you. I think week 2 of this, I texted you like, dude, be thinking, because I was like, I have no idea what we're going to do, because at that point we had no idea even how long this was going to go. And it's just been crazy, but we just wanted to share some of the things we're excited for that we're going to do. And I'm going to start, and then I'll let Scotty say, we're going to kind of go some back and forth here. I am super excited actually for these sit down conversations, because when I have the advantage of I run the channel and I have full access to it. And I'll sometimes shout out Scott and be like, hey, give me this. But like, if I want to do a sit down video like this and just talk, it's so much easier for me just to literally open my computer and start talking. Whereas with Scott, we got to make sure schedules align and stuff like that. So I'm excited for these because I feel like everybody on the channel kind of knows me better than Scott, but I wish everybody knew Scott better than me because Scott is an awesome dude. So I feel like these kind of sit down talks, we're going to talk about some sports, some life, all that stuff, but just a chance for us to kind of connect with you guys, not fishing. Because I feel like there's so many times, especially with the fishing videos Scott and I have talked about this before, there's so much good conversation that gets cut and taken out because we got to get all the fishing crammed in there. And so it's just, I'm excited for stuff like this because I think some of my favorite Fishing Friday moments have been like the duck. That was one of my favorites. For those of you that didn't remember, Scott thought a duck was a bass jumping across the pond. I'm gonna insert that clip right here.
So, if did you see that?
Yeah, that's the ducks.
I see that now. I didn't see the ducks at first. They blend in with the rocks. My eyesight is not good. So I got very excited.
Duck splashes. Oh my gosh, did you see that?
There's another one you can add to the blooper reel there. Me getting excited over ducks.
But that was one of the greatest moments. But those are the things that I love about you, Scott. Those are some of the things I love about you, is just hanging out with you. So I'm glad that everybody else is going to get a chance to connect with you a little bit better on that part of it. So that's the first thing I'm excited for. So like I said, hoping here in about 2 weeks, fingers crossed, I can hug you and see you again. But this is, I think, the next best thing. So, but that's number one for me. Is just getting to have you back on the channel and maybe get you in some different videos other than just Fishing Fridays, which we've been meaning to do this year anyway. It just, once again, everything stuff hit the wall. What is one thing you're looking forward to? We'll kick it over to you.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward also just to getting back out there. I mean, with everything going on, haven't had a whole lot of opportunity to just get out and do something. So getting out and hopefully catching some fish and hanging out with my best bud, can't really beat it. So looking forward to that. I mean, some of my favorite moments too are just like things that haven't even made the video, just talking back and forth while we're trying to fish. Yes. Or just the stupid comments we'll make that just nobody to us are hilarious, but nobody else would understand and would just think we're stupid. So
there's a lot of inside jokes I cut out because I always have to remember that everybody's not there for those moments.
Right. Reeling in that bass on that ultralight, that 2-pound bass on the ultralight last year was one of the funniest moments I think I've ever seen.
Oh, that was great.
I've ever experienced. I mean, I didn't even think that was possible.
Something else people don't get to see? Happened. People don't get to see the amount of trash talk that we give each other. Back and forth. Of course. I mean, the whole time.
And I mean, I've got a reason to do it. I'm in the lead. It happens. I mean, until you pull yourself up by your bootstraps and take the lead back. I mean, not a whole lot you can say.
I want to bring this up real fast, and I'm so over it. Totally. I mean, I don't want anybody to think that I'm talking about means I'm not over it. I'm so over it. The first challenge that you supposedly won, if you remember, there was a rule that said if the bass was over 15 inches, that it counted as 2 fish. So, but out of the kindness of my heart, I allowed you. Somebody's shooting a gun off in my woods. See, these are the candid moments that literally somebody just emptied a 15-round magazine. I don't even know what's going on. Anyways, I, by the good graces of my heart, said, yeah, we'll just make it tied. So I want to let you know, technically I beat you, or we at least tied the first time.
Technically we would have tied because we did go into overtime. Next fish wins, and I did catch the fish. So if you would have, that's fine. But I beat you fair and square the next
You did.
competition.
You've smoked me the next competition. It wasn't even funny.
So, and you know what? Some people might say I'm at a little bit of an advantage because I was just fishing for sunfish while you were fishing for bass. But hey, it is what it is.
Fish counts as a fish, man. A fish is a fish. Now,
Exactly. Fish
I
is a
will.
fish.
I will say this, and we're going to talk about this in the next video. The pond is off the table now.
I know, and that's rough.
That has been where you have excelled, my friend. And not only that,
I don't know if I've caught a fish.
you haven't.
The two places that I have caught a fish. First of all, only one of them was on the channel because the file from the other pond got corrupted somehow.
Yes, I remember that.
Which that sucked.
Yes, it did.
And the pond, neither one of those we can fish on anymore. So
it's
gonna be a little interesting year this year to hopefully try and.
And not only that, the place where we're going to be fishing probably the most happens to be my backyard. So I kind of have a home court advantage.
And, well, last time I fished on that pond, I snapped a line and launched a bait halfway across the pond. So
we're putting that clip right here, too. That's too good of a clip not to insert right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you. Oh, you. Oh, you. Just crossed me.
No, I didn't, but I did snap my line.
Now, Scott
beat you, though. Look at those water rings.
Now, Scott owes me a...
Yeah, we will see. That's a throwback to the very first Fishing Friday.
Very first Fishing Friday. Technically, I won that challenge.
I mean, I guess you could count that.
Because it was three-way. It was me, you, my wife. And then you all conspired against me.
And she fell in.
Yes. We're just going to link that whole episode at this.
That whole episode.
Oh.
There isn't much fish being caught, but the content's still good.
I think we fished a total of 6 hours over the 2 days, and I caught 2 fish, and that was it. But what I was saying is then you all conspired against me, and it was me against you, my wife, and your wife, which I definitely think since I held all 3 of you off, definitely deserve a dub. Now, I'm still behind, but it doesn't matter. I need a dub. It's a moral victory. It's a moral victory. It's like when you're 10 games out, of the NL Central, and you win the last game of the year. Oh, yeah, we're ready for next year. And it's a moral victory.
Yeah, that's another thing. Baseball's starting back up finally.
Yes. We're gonna talk about that. I'm
not sure how I feel about the changes they're making.
No, I got
kind of puts today. The AL at a huge advantage. But
I got mad today at the whole universal DH thing. I was pretty mad about that. But that is a topic that we're gonna talk about later.
Yes.
But I'm stoked. NASCAR's back Sunday, so I'm stoked for that. Racing at Darlington.
I actually didn't know that was a thing.
Yes,
so sweet.
NASCAR is back. It's interesting though. We'll mention this real quick. No qualifying or practice. They roll out in position of points and just race. So this is going to be an interesting restart. And they've only got a schedule through, I think, the end of May because they got to figure out what states will let them race. But
yeah, so that's really interesting because one of the big things about racing is that, anybody can get the pole on any given day and win a race. So
and I'm stoked. And they're racing
that much more important now.
They're doing Darlington twice this month, which will be interesting. I'm ready for that. I love Darlington. It's one of my favorite tracks. I'm stoked too because I'm an Eric Jones fan. He won there last year, and he was not having a good start to the year. So you win, you're in the chase. So I'm kind of hoping he gets a dub one of these weekends. But I think they're racing Charlotte, Darlington, and I think Charlotte again and Darlington again. So, okay. But and the other thing I want to say real quick, I am super excited for challenges this year because we did have a lot of cool challenges going on. And I have been in contact. Like we said, we're going to talk about the pond in the next Fishing Friday next week. The magical pond where we did a lot of our challenges before. The other place that Scott's talking about with the corrupted file, the place with the corrupted file. I actually have been talking to that guy, and he is going to let us back out, Scott. I forgot to tell you that. So we are going to get to go there, and it's a lot of shore access there. The issue with my ponds that I have here is there's not a lot of shore access currently. And I'm getting kind of a hankering that later this summer I might make more shore access out here at my ponds. But that's a lot of work and a lot of brush to move. But so we're working on some things. Like I said, we're going to talk about the pond and our favorite memories in the next video, but I am excited for some 1v1 challenges. We got some interesting stipulations. I still think, Scott, I haven't told you this. I think this is my year. This is it. This is my year.
I mean, the Spider-Man poll will be making a comeback. So we'll,
Spider-Man poll will be making a comeback.
Well, I made a promise on the channel that I would not use another pole until I caught a fish on that pole, and the files got corrupted, so that video never got released. So I still have to catch a fish on it. You
may live to regret that statement.
Honestly, probably will. But hey, I mean, it's for the content, right?
Yes,
I mean,
it's for the content.
It makes for good content when you use a fishing rod that's shorter than your arm.
Yes, this is true. So. Amen, brother. Amen. Preach it. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Like I said, guys, we're right now, I'm going to end this recording, and we're going to go straight into the next recording of the next episode. We're going to talk about the pond, all the info on that. I know that people probably wonder why there aren't a lot of pictures of me out there, because I used to go out there several times a week. Nothing bad happened, just some stuff and some life stuff. So, and this virus has kind of kicked the can on a lot of stuff too right now. So, but Scott, you got anything last words you want to say here?
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. We are so glad you guys have tuned in. I'm so pumped. Fishing Fridays are back. This is episode 2. Give it a like, share it, tell your friends about it. Right now, today, when we're recording this, we're like 2 subscribers away from 100. So we are like right there.
Hit that button.
Yes, hit that button. I got some stuff we've been talking about. We're going to do a giveaway sometime soon. Now that things are kind of winding down and all that. Get some stuff in the mail for you guys. Chance for you guys to win something. So, yes, sir.
Real quick before we go, I want to give a shout out to my uncle and my cousin. They're doing they're running a channel right now called 1v1 Fishing. And what they're trying to do is, my cousin, I believe, is maybe 12 or so. And he and my uncle are trying to fish, and what they're going to do is their goal is for my cousin Kenneth to catch every fish native to Illinois by the time he graduates high school.
Yes.
So they're going out. They've got a YouTube channel. They've got some videos up. Right now, it's kind of funny. It's just a bunch of videos of my uncle out fishing my 12-year-old cousin, which is great.
That's awesome.
But at the same time, I mean, I think he does have the amount of total fish caught. It just happens to be like, well, like you see it when we record, you stop recording for a bit, and then like you catch like 3 or 4 fish, and you're scrambling to get the camera back on because they're starting to bite.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really cool. So you guys will check them out. It's 1v1 Fishing. Give them a follow.
I will link that channel. I will link that channel in the description, so you guys can just go find it. So if you go down below, I will have a link. You just click it; it'll just take you there. I've been meaning to share it to the page, our Instagram and Facebook page, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet because of all the stuff that's been going on. I've barely had time to share our quarantine life videos. So, but yes, we will link their channel below. So go ahead and give them a subscribe and a follow and all that stuff, and then tell them in the comments where you came from and how you heard about them. Really cool thing. Scott was telling me about it and sent me the page, and I was stoked to hear the idea. It was a really cool idea. So, yes, but and we'll continue to link their stuff in our videos as we go forward, and kind of keep up. And Scott can give us updates for those of you that haven't been watching, and I've been watching some of their videos, so we'll keep updates on how they're doing and where they're going. But guys, like I said, we're getting ready to record the next episode, so tune in next week to hear about that. Stay up to date with us by following us on Instagram, subscribing here. We got lots of cool stuff. We got cooking with Mary videos coming. We got more Fishing Fridays. We got more quarantine life videos. We got hunting stuff coming up when all that rolls. So
Sick.
we got a lot of stuff coming. So Scotty and I are excited. Scotty, let's give him a little oh yeah. And
Yeah.
oh yeah. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
See you guys.